Okay, so last video I built this, which is a cube door. Okay, my last two videos have been about these, so if you haven't checked them out, then go watch them first, because I explain how these work, or at least like how my new cool layout works. So it's not that new, but it's whatever. So this is the design that I showed off 2 videos ago, and it's fine and all. It's pretty fast, but it's also not very compact at all. So I managed to get it down to this size, and here are the numbers for you. Mumbo Jumbo's original cube door is that size, you can read that, and this was the one that I showcased a couple videos ago. This one's 300 blocks, which is like having Mumbo's from this one, and then cut that in half again to get this. So yeah, there's going to be math on screen, it'll be insane, but yeah, just to take a look at this opening, closing, whatever. It's not even really much of a door, it's just a cube that pops out. But yeah, wait, hold on. Okay, so now it's a pop-up cube. Yeah, basically the same thing, but it's even more useful than before. So here's how I got this down to over half the size of last time, and it's with new inputs instead of a different layout, because it's basically the same layout, just with different inputs. So this is the new one, and the old input design was this. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger than that one, and it has a fatal flaw, which is that it uses torches here. So that overcomplicates some things later in the contraption, where we need to power this piston, but not that piston. If you power that torch right now, it'll power both this piston and that piston at the same time, which is not good if you want to only power this piston, of course. So I made this like slightly overcomplicated circuit to try to get that, but this layout, this input is much better, because it uses this right here, okay? So bear with my stupid explanation, but this right here is a double piston extender. So as you can see, if I give it a flick and another flick, it just like double extended, and then give it another pulse, and there we go, another double piston retraction. You can do this with observers, by the way. So there's your double extension, and here's our retraction. So this is basically the main reason why I wanted this input system to be used, because that makes the second part of the opening so much easier, because you literally just need to send one more pulse to get the last few blocks. So the only problem here is it overcomplicates the beginning of the closing circuit, because we need to power these two pistons, and it's like, how are you going to do that? Because we can't, put observers like this, because, that observer is in the way, so there's not a lot of space. We obviously can't use this side, because this is just half of the build, and we're going to be mirroring this to make the cube. So let me bring your attention over to this little thing. Okay, so basically here's how I got things to work. So when this observer gets updated, it'll power this block, and this block would be bud powering this sticky piston. So when you give it an update, it extends. Now observers only give one tick of a pulse, so we'd only have like one tick of wiggle room to update the piston and power it with the observer, or bud power it with the observer at the exact same moment. So if that happens, we get it powered, even though like none of the blocks near it are being powered except for this diagonal one. So we get a cool bud powered piston, and like this is actually exactly how it works in the design, because it has these built-in pusher pistons, which I can use to update the pistons. Okay, so here's just a quick explanation of how it works in the design. So first, a pulse gets sent into here, and all of the pulses after this one for the closing are dual edge, which means they happen both when I flick the lever on and when I flick it off. So the next thing to happen is a pulse into here. It's a little faster than that. And then I need to update these observers and send a pulse to this piston at the exact same time. So if I count for the delay of these repeaters, add 4 ticks into here, and hook it up to my little input switch, and I flick this lever, then this piston should extend at the same time the observer powers, or bud powers, this piston. And yay, it worked. And also, it did something cool here, which is actually really useful for the opening. So as I said, all of the pulses here are dual edge, which means for the opening, I just repeat the same thing. So here we go. That didn't really do anything, but it would happen. And then this. And then this. So that's like basically almost half of the opening done, which is awesome because like it used only this amount of space, and I'm not doing this in a very compact way, but you could make it compact, and that's what's great about this input system. So yeah, the next step would be to send a pulse into here, like that, so that takes the other pistons, send a pulse into here, and these should happen only on the falling edge, which is fine, because that can be easily set up. And then the last thing that happens is just another pulse send to here. It's great. It's like so easy. It's such a awesome input system, and I didn't even think it would be possible until one of my friends showed me that you could actually just use this piston to update the sticky one. It's awesome. It's really cool. And honestly, I think it might be impossible to compact it any further. I'm not sure though. I don't want to say that because, you know, there might be a really obvious way to just shave off, you know, a couple blocks. It would be really difficult. That's all I know. I think this is definitely as far as I'll be able to get it, but for the end of this video, I'll just show you how this works. So that's what that looks like. This thing spazzes out a bunch of times because I directly wired this observer from this circuit right here. So yeah, thankfully it doesn't actually cause any issues. So if I do it again, there's the opening, and that's just half of it. So yeah, that's how this door works. Hopefully this will be the last cube door video on my channel. But yeah, thanks for watching.